Hey guys, this is Tim, and we're going to get into a really fun masterclass style video that's going to be packed with value, where I'm going to tell you about how to be a full-time online coach if you're qualified for it without spending thousands of dollars in ads. Because a lot of people think if you want to start a business online, if you want to, make it in the online marketplace, as it were, get financial freedom, not be tied down to a job, and you have a skill to offer, a lot of people think that you have to have some big upfront investment, or you have to have lots of ads, or you have to have a business partner who lays out a massive business plan to start out. You do need a business plan. Later in your business, as it blows up, you're going to want to use ads. I invest in ads now. You're going to want to have people to work with and business partners and things like that. But right now, for you to run a full-time, successful, and I'm talking successful, so if you're watching this and you're a coach who's dabbled in it a bit and you're making $2,000 a month, you're someone who needs to hear this. Or if you're someone who has a 9-to-5 job and you're doing well in your job, but you know that you have a skill that you could offer to the world, I'm going to tell you about how to take that skill and how to monetize it into an online coaching business that's successful, that provides you financial freedom. It's something that we at Live Your Freedom call a quantum business. I'm going to teach you how to do that in this video. Let's get right into it right now. The number one thing you have to realize is that coaching online saves you time. I just had a conversation with a client of mine, and one of the things that he was very conflicted with before he started working with us is he thought that his coaching had to be in person. So all of the work he was doing, and he's a guy who's a very motivated fitness trainer. He loves helping people really achieve their best selves and really become better versions of themselves and really become ambitious, high-performing people by using fitness. So people that are maybe a bit older and are kind of in a slump, he helps them get in shape, helps them lose weight, helps them find their best potential by being fit, by being healthy, by running, by taking action in their lives in fitness. And what he's been doing is he's in New York and he's doing all of this in person. So he's running these programs with people and he's coaching these people, but he's doing it all in person. So on the weekend, he'll have to go out for 3 to 5 hours every day, Friday to Sunday, and go out with a group of people and train them. And one of the first things we realized is I said, hey man, you're providing so much value to these people here. You're like helping them really transform their lives. They're having these crazy, bouts of motivation about who they could be, what they could do. They're making even more money occasionally as a result of the training you're doing. They're in a better place emotionally. The problem though is you're sacrificing too much of your time to get a small paycheck. What you need to do is you need to take your whole business online. And this is part of our quantum business model. If you're going to have a successful business, and to me a successful quantum business means that you have freedom, part of that freedom is going to be attached to your time. So when you coach, you need to take your coaching and bring it online. Most people have the misconception that the best kind of value you can bring is by coaching people in person, doing some kind of in-person workshop. And I'll say there's a place for that. I'm very familiar with the in-person style workshop. I just ran a program here with a client of mine in Budapest where we hung out and we did work on being social, work on masculinity and personal development. We did that work together here in Budapest just because he was in a location where he could do it, and he paid for it. But generally, the model behind our business, the model behind my coaching at Live Your Freedom is it's all online. But we do long-term work so we get the same or even better result because we're building relationships with all of our clients, very deep relationships. So a lot of times, coaching doesn't have to be in person. Actually, I dare say it never has to be in person. Now again, if you wanted to make some kind of in-person program, because you're really, really motivated to, or because you just think that that's the way you want to go in your business at this time, no harm in that. But you don't need to be coaching in person. The best model for making consistent revenue and saving time is online coaching. And this is why we stress online coaching in our programs, because online coaching is the best way for you to save your time. The thing you have to understand is that doing in-person programs and committing to going out of your house or not going to an office and giving a lot of your time throughout the day to individuals over long blocks of time, that takes away a lot of your time. And one of the worst things you could do is waste your time. So the second thing is don't ever waste your time. Now again, you're helping people. So the idea of helping people is not wasting time. And that's great, but there's a way to do it that's more efficient for everyone involved. Would you rather spend 10 hours over 3 days with a group of people, maybe 2 or 3 people, maybe in a gym, or maybe if you're doing dating coaching, doing some kind of dating program, or if you're doing something with mindset, doing some mindset clearing? Would you rather do that, or would you rather have 10 hours through your week where you mentor that same group of people, and maybe you have 10 people. You mentor all of them individually for an hour throughout the week, or once every 2 weeks, so you have 10 hours that you have where these people have paid you for your time over 6 months. By the way, guys, brief interruption from the video. I know we're learning and we're gonna keep on learning, but if you haven't, check out our Instagram. It's Life Mentoring. We have a lot of really short, concise, powerful business content that's gonna actually help you every day make changes in your business or your journey to starting your own online business and make more money. You can do that right now. It's just Life Mentoring on Instagram. Second thing, I'm gonna be doing some coaching in the comments of this video. So I don't know if you're gonna make it to the end or not, but right now, comment what your skill is and how you can make an offer around that skill. Comment it below, and I'm actually gonna give you some coaching on how we built our offer and how you could build yours too, literally today. Go ahead, guys, let's get back to the video. Which one would you rather have? One is where you're building a relationship but saving time in the process because you can communicate with them through your phone. You can coach people that way. Online coaching is highly effective if you're a good coach and doing it the right way and you're qualified to do it. I have to stress that. This isn't for everyone, but you can save time. And then you won't have to take all of your time outside of your house going and meeting people, going and doing in-person stuff, because that takes time and resources. The more of your time that you're trading off for getting paid, the worse of a position you're going to be in, and the farther away you're going to be from having real freedom, like actual freedom. And when I say freedom, I mean freedom emotionally, freedom spiritually, and freedom financially. Those are kind of the three blocks, right? You want to have all three of those, and you have way less freedom to have those three blocks. You don't have those 3 blocks of freedom because you're giving up so much of your time. This is why people who work 9 to 5s often are so stressed, and not everyone. There's some people who love their jobs, especially in specialty positions and special, work, like people who are programmers, people that are doctors, lawyers, people that are very specialized. But generally, most of us who came from the 9 to 5 life, as I did, I worked in retail for about a year and a half. Coming from that life, you're giving up so much of your time for a fixed check. This is 7 hours a day throughout the week. 7 by 5 is 35. That's 35 hours throughout the week. So you can make $6,000 or $7,000 or $8,000, $5,000, $10,000 per month, right? You're giving up large portions of your time throughout the week so you can get a fixed check. Whereas what I do, and this is an interesting principle we have on our quantum program, what I do is I spend my time working on my business instead of working in my business. So throughout the week, I have about 10 hours of live coaching that I do. And these are 10 hours with sessions with clients online. Sometimes a little more depending on what projects I have, sometimes a little bit less. But generally I have 10 hours where I'm doing live coaching with clients every single week. And these are sessions where I hop on my computer or hop on my phone, hop on Zoom and do a deep clearing session with one of my one-on-one clients. And these are people I've built relationships with over several months. All the other time I have in the week is spent doing what? Building my business. So people look at, some of the reviews we have from clients or some of the sales that I've gotten and some of the results I've had in my business, and they wonder, why is it that it seems so effortless, or why are you able to do it so quickly, or why are you able to accelerate clients' growth so fast? Because the model that we have is we spend as much time as we can working on the business instead of just working in the business. In the business is where you sit and you coach someone, or you sit and you give lots of your time to someone else so you can get a check. Something I tell all my clients is that when you pay me, you own a portion of my time. My time belongs to you, and I am obligated to fulfill that throughout the week as we build this relationship over a couple months, right? But what you want to do is you want to minimize how you're giving up your time. You don't want to give up your time in person, because if you give up your time in person, that's taking away resources in which you could be making more money, building more freedom for yourself, or creating new relationships with other people whose lives you're going to change, right? So number 1, online coaching saves time. Number 2 is a follow-up principle to that. Don't waste time. Here's the thing. The pathway you want to follow to make sure that you can actually be a coach and make sure you can get your foot in the door and start working with clients, start changing lives, and start getting paid well for it is what we call kind of 4 things here. There's 4 things we're going to get to. Number 1 is, what's the problem? Number 2 is, what's the solution? Number 3 is, what's the outcome? And number 4 is self-assess. Number 1, what's the problem? The first thing that you have to do if you want to become an online coach, or if you want to be a very, very good online coach, and by the way, again, if you've been coaching already, if you've been having success and decent success, but you think there's way more potential, way more potential for you to do this at a really high level where you're not worried about money, where you're doing this as a full-time business, where you're getting paid almost a salary as a coach, this exactly is for you, and this is going to help you level up your coaching, level up your business even more. So number one is, what's the problem? What is the problem that you are trying to solve? A lot of us don't know that. A lot of us, what we do when we start off coaching is we know what we're good at. We know what we've done. We know what our expertise is. What we'll do is we'll say, okay, because I'm really good at this thing, let's say X, because I'm really good, let's make a silly example, I'm really good at bowling, right? Because I'm good at bowling, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make videos and talk to people about how to bowl, how to hit all 10 bowling pins every time you go bowling. That's not bad. That's not a bad place to start. But it's not necessarily efficient. It doesn't help you maximize your potential and be as good of a coach as you could and earn as much income as you could where you have a full-time quantum business. What you want to do instead is you want to start off by searching what's the problem. So what's the issue? What am I trying to solve? Let's go back to this bowling example. Let's say you're a master bowler, or you're, really like semi-pro. Maybe you're not highest level, but you're really, really good at bowling. You understand the technique. You understand the form you should have when you're going bowling. You understand all this. First thing is, what's the problem? People want to have bowling competitions and go bowl, but they just are getting bad results and they're not winning their competitions and they're losing money. There's the problem. And by the way, what we do is we can go deeper on this and we can ask something called a series of why questions, where we look at why is this a problem? Why does it matter? Why are we asking this question? This is kind of the progression we follow on our program. But you can start with this. So what's the problem here? What's the problem that's happening? People are losing money in these bowling competitions because they're simply not winning, and they don't have control over how they bowl every time. They can't do the same thing like professionals do over and over and over again. That's the problem. The second question is, what's the solution? So what needs to happen next? How do you actually beat this? So one solution could be change the form. Another solution could be do a different kind of arm workout in the gym. Another thing could be use a specific kind of ball, use a specific kind of bowling ball. Another solution could be get into a flow, practice how you breathe and how you set your feet, going back to technique. So these are 4 solutions. So you look at this, you say, what's the solution? If I actually was to help people solve this problem, what would the solution be? Right? So you look at these things, you say this is the solution. Then what you do is you say, what's the outcome? What happens if you follow this solution? If you actually implement the steps to this solution, what's the outcome? One outcome for these people could be winning your bowling tournaments. That's a very surface outcome though. What's the bigger outcome? You actually are making money from bowling. You're making money. What's another one? You could be networking and connecting with people that are professional bowlers. Maybe you get a chance to be in better bowling competitions. That's another outcome, right? Maybe your circle of who you're with and the clubs you get invited to as far as bowling people and bowling junkies and amateurs and professionals, maybe that becomes bigger as well, right? So you follow this progression. What's the problem? What's the solution? What's the outcome? We did this exercise at Live Your Freedom so we could figure out what exactly we're helping people with. What's our mission? Now, I've been coaching for about 5 years now. I started coaching in 2015. I was coaching dating first. We got a lot of people success with that, and we built the dating company to a 6-figure company. I launched my first course back in 2018. It was my online course. Then I went on a big tour where I went and taught live dating to people in all different cities all around the world. And we made over 100K doing that, and it was a successful business. We traveled, we did a tour. It was great. And then we decided to transition. I moved to Budapest, got married, we transitioned our business, and I said, how is it that I can take my business success and I can give it to other people who want to start full-time businesses? So we beta tested a bunch of different coaching methods on people who wanted to start full-time businesses, people who wanted to be full-time online coaches. So we had to go down this train of thought and figure out these 3 things. What's the problem we're trying to solve? So number 1 is, the problem is people want to be online coaches but can't make consistent money doing it. People want to be an online coach because they have a skill, they have a service they can provide, they have something that they're good at, but they can't do it full time. For some reason, there seems to be a block where people try so hard, they have good ideas, good content, but they just don't get paid properly for it, right? So that was number 1. That's the first problem that we're trying to solve. Another problem could be there's a lot of confusion on how to build an audience. There's a lot of confusion on how to get people to take me seriously seriously? How do I have a program where I get paid without thousands of dollars in ads, without having 5,000 people following me on YouTube or on Facebook? Because, I was making money as a dating coach as a full-time income before I ever got a YouTube channel that was almost 10K subscribers. I was making a full-time income doing this. So that's another problem. Then what we'll do is we'll look at solutions. And solutions are things we go over on our quantum program or things we're talking about here. A solution could be, what is your offer? We're going to get to it here, something we call your diamond level offer. What is your offer? Another solution could be, find out where your tribe is. I'm going to give you guys the exact solutions here that are going to really help you. But we had to map out a whole list of our solutions. What are the solutions that people need to get to the outcome? And then we ask that question. What's the outcome? So one outcome is making $5,000 to $7,000 or more if you scale it and you get even better. But what we target is where you're making a $5,000 to $7,000 monthly income in your business online, right? That's one of our outcomes. Another outcome we figured out, what happens when people actually dive into these solutions? Another outcome was you actually build a following and build an audience. Another one is you have recurring revenue. So you no longer have the fear about, do I charge or how do I chase money again this month? I made a sale last month, but now I'm again in financial scarcity. I'm wondering, where's that next sale going to come from? No, now you have recurring revenue. Those are a couple outcomes. So no fear about how do I get clients, right? Having an audience and people that trust you, building a tribe. Those are some of the outcomes. Another one is, again, having the freedom to make money on your terms in your own time, how you want to make it without a boss telling you how much you can make. So you go down these three questions. What's the problem? What's the solution? And what's the outcome? Number 4 is you self-assess. Am I qualified to teach this? Have I gone through this progression? So going back to the bowling, if you haven't solved your initial problem, if you haven't found these solutions and done them yourselves, and you haven't found this new outcome, right? So if you haven't solved the problem, if you haven't taken these solutions and done these solutions yourself, and if you haven't created this new outcome and this new kind of reality, you shouldn't be coaching. Because what we're about here at Live Your Freedom is not creating a movement of people who are not qualified to coach. Everything we've done at Live Your Freedom, we've gone through rigorous testing. All the coaching I've ever done, I've tested it for free, then for really cheap, then for a little less cheap, and then we launched a full-on program for it. We test everything to make sure, can we actually teach this? Am I qualified to do this? This is the self-assessment phase. You look and you see, what has my life been like? You talk to mentors who are in this field that you're in. Let's say you're a fitness expert and you know about overcoming injuries. You know about being fit. You know about being in the gym. You understand the science behind, fitness and behind having the kind of body that you want. You go down this progression. What's the problem that I would solve for other people? What's the solution? How would I solve that problem? What are the steps people need in order to solve the problem? What's the outcome? What happens once they go through these steps? And then, of course, is, can I actually teach this? Did I go through this myself? How did I come out on top? Am I qualified? Self-assessment. So, to make sure you guys are with me, number 1, online coaching saves time. When you coach online instead of in person, you save a lot of time. Number 2, time is your biggest asset, so do not waste it. Don't ever waste your time. Number 3, make sure you're qualified, and that's how you can make sure you're qualified. Ask those 3 questions. Again, what's the problem I'm solving? What's the solution? What's the outcome? And then you self-assess. We're going to go to point number 4. 4, find where your tribe lives. Once you go through this progression of questions and you self-assess and you understand, you know what? I can do this. I have the skills that it takes to be able to change people's lives, and I should get friggin' paid for it. The next thing that you do is you find out where your tribe lives. So what you have to do is you have to look at online the kinds of people that you should be working with, the kinds of people who have these problems that you've identified that you had before. Where do they live online? What kinds of Instagram pages are they following? What kinds of Facebook groups are they in? Who do they follow online? What kind of people do they look up to? Who are their friends? What kind of conversations are they having? And you find where they live, and what you do is you put yourself in those conversations and in those circles. So one of the early things that I did back in dating is I found dating companies that were doing really, really well, and I joined their community and I began sharing and having conversations in those tribes. So I began to find my tribe, which was, when I first started, guys who wanted to have an improved and better, healthier dating life, who wanted to meet girls, wanted to get a girlfriend, wanted to, have women in their lives. That was how I started off my journey in business. And I found where those people lived. I looked at where were they at online. And again, when I say lived, I mean where was their tribe, right? Or where's my tribe and where do they live? So what Facebook groups are they in? Who are they listening to? Who's the people they look at on YouTube? And I went and I found where they were, and I started integrating myself into those communities. I started commenting on posts. I started sharing my own value. I started talking about my ideas and my thoughts about dating success and my experiences. I just started sharing how I overcame my problems. What are some solutions I found, and what are the outcomes that I'm having now? And what happens is that built my tribe. I found my tribe. I found the people who would eventually pay me, the people who would eventually learn from me, the people that I'd be creating connections with. And this was the start to me building my first quantum business. Principle number 5 is create a diamond level offer. Create a diamond level offer. So there's something that we teach in our quantum incubator, and it's called creating your diamond level offer. And what this is it's the highest offer you can create that's going to change people's lives that people would pay you for. So it's an offer that addresses these 3 things. What are the problems, what's the solution, and what's the outcome? Your diamond level offer needs to do this. If you don't have one, and if you don't have a structured, very high quality offer where you know that if someone did this with you today, 6 months from now, they'd be getting success. Or 3 months from now, they'd be getting success. Or a month from now, they'd see success. On our programs, we generally see a month to 2 where guys start really getting results. People start really changing around 30 to 60 days in. But for everyone, it's different depending on what program you get. So create your diamond level offer. This is an offer that's a complete program. It's where you actually say, I can take a client from A to B to C, and in this period of time, a set period of time, so you have to time this, you have to say 6 months, maybe a year, 8 months, 2 months, 3 months. In this period of time, they're going to get X result. X result could be more money, it could be a better body, it could be feeling more fit, it could be breathing in a better way, right? It could be maybe writing better sales copy. It could be overcoming depression or beating a certain addiction. Whatever it is that your niche is, whatever your skill is, whatever your asset is, you have to create a diamond level offer around that. So it's a structured program where you understand, okay, by me creating this program and giving it to someone and them engaging in it, I know they're going to get X outcome after this period of time. That's what we call your diamond level offer. I've created a bunch of diamond level offers in my time in business in the last 5 years. We've done a lot in sales. We've done over 6 figures in sales multiple times because of this diamond level offer. This is something that you need to work on and practice. And what I would say is right now, if you have a skill, if you're good at something, start thinking, what's my diamond level offer? How can I offer this in a way that's going to change lives, right? How can I actually offer a diamond level kind of program to people right now? And how could this change their lives? You create this program. The next thing you do, and here's the fun part, here's where you get into actually making money, here's the overall picture where the sales really come in. Number 6, you create conversations surrounding this offer, right? So what happens is when you find your tribe, when you have this diamond level offer, when you have this quality program you're offering, you have to create conversations that surround this offer. So you reach out to people, you say, hey man, what's going on in your life? Or hey girl, how you doing? How can I help you? You don't start off, just saying, how can I help you? Give me something. But that's the tone of the conversation. You share about your journey in what it is that you're good at. Going back to bowling, you join a bunch of bowling groups. You join bowling enthusiasts on Facebook, and you start having conversations. What have you been bowling? What's your scores been? I don't know bowling so well, but what's your scores been? Have you seen this new technique? And you start having conversations, and then you share with them what you're doing. And you say, hey, I have something that might help you overcome this problem we just identified in the messages we're having. I just identified this thing. Check this out. And then you send them your program. You send them your offer. Now, there's ways to actually sell this better. These are things we go over in depth in the quantum program. But you can start this process now. You can start having the conversations now. You can start building your online coaching business that's going to give you freedom emotionally, spiritually, and financially. You can start that today, right? And you have to start off, number 1, understanding that you have to take your business online and save time. Time saves money. Saving time will save you money in expending your energy, going out, and will also make you more money. All right? Maybe that sounded a little weird, but we'll keep it in there. When you save time, you make more money. When you save time, you take advantage of the resources you have. You want to work on your business, not work in your business. You don't want to be working in it where you're stuck there getting a check from people that have paid you where you're just sitting, but you want to work on your business and grow. right? Number 3, you want to make sure you're qualified. So you want to make sure that you are someone who's qualified to actually coach, someone who's qualified to run a business, and you do that by asking these 3 questions. Number 1, what's the problem? Number 2, what's the solution? Number 3, what is the outcome? And then you self-assess. You see, does this make sense? Have I done this? Have I gone down this path? Once you do that, find your tribe. Point number 4 is find your tribe. Go look for your tribe online. Where do they live? Who are they following? Who do they care about? What do they speak about? Who are they following on Instagram? What are the mentors they look up to? What YouTube videos do they watch? What things do they go to online? Number 5, create a diamond level offer. Create your offer that's gonna help someone win. Create your mastery program that's gonna help someone grow. This is the diamond level offer. Number 5, create conversations surrounding that offer. So what you want to do is you want to go online. You want to create conversations with people who would care about getting help from you, and you want to just offer to them and say, here, this is what I've got. Can we have a conversation about this? And let's see where that conversation goes. How can we build a relationship? How can I work with you? How can I help you? This is what it is, guys. This is how you build a quantum business online. Despite the pandemic, despite it being 2020, you don't need an investment to do this. You can do this today from this device known as a cell phone or this device known as a laptop. You can do this right now. I'm here in my apartment. We have a little office and then I have the apartment, and I just work out of Budapest, Hungary, helping people all over the world do this through masterminds and one-on-one coaching. And this has helped me build my quantum business where I can live in Hungary, which isn't my hometown, a place I didn't grow up in, but I can live here and I can live where I want, independent of location. I'm not waiting for anyone to give me a check because I built a business that's based on me deciding how I get paid based on how I want to work, how I want to make money, and I do it full time, and we are growing it and we're crushing it. And we're starting a movement helping a lot of amazing individuals. I'll leave you guys with that. If you made it to the end of the video, comment below what you think your diamond offer could be. How do you think you could help people? How do you think you could help people grow? How do you think that you and the skills you have could change the world? Let's talk about it in the comments. What's your diamond level offer? If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching it on Facebook, just leave a comment. I love all of you amazing people. I will talk to you later. We're gonna have some amazing education coming out soon for how you can create your quantum business online. All right, talk later, people. I'm gonna get back to working with the team member here and the man behind the camera. This is our team. I love all of you. Cheers.